Racial profiling is another practice US police are often accused of. Later in the programme, RT's Maria Finoshna, who's on a journey through America's southern states, looks at the divide between black and white there. Australian nationalists are gathering across the country this weekend, calling for the protection of national values and to protest against Islamisation. Thousands are expected to attend rallies under the slogan "Reclaim Australia," but there is strong opposition to the events. Marches have already begun in several locations, including these on our news wall, some resulting in clashes between opposing groups. Let's take a look at what Reclaim Australia stands for. The movement's message is posted on their website. It claims its values to be better than those of Islam's extremists. It's also focused on making English the official language in the country, as well as calling for deporting so-called traitors, meaning those who betray what to them are national values. Also, the group puts the nation's interests above religion, literally calling for Muslims to choose between Islam and Australia. And lastly, it claims that in order to stop radicalisation, the movement is ready to wipe everything Islamic from the country, from removing the Quran to deporting imams and shutting down mosques and Islamic schools. Well, the group's controversial claims have sparked counter-protests, as many see a racist incline in Reclaim Australia's agenda. In Melbourne, anti-racism activists staged a counter-rally that outnumbered the nationalist one. They staged their demonstration under the slogans "No room for racism" and "Australia is not yours to reclaim." We spoke to a representative of the movement.
Claiming to be patriot is one thing and being a true patriot is another. Muslims are 2% minority here. So to say there is radical Islam taking over Australia is completely a myth. There is no reality to it. So it is a myth that is created only to enhance the racist ideology and to find a scapegoat to move further. I guess the real patriotism is not to stand against a minority, but to stand along with all minorities, respecting the Constitution and respecting the multicultural spirit of Australia.
Well, Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott himself recently sparked outcry from the Muslim community with his comments.
It's clear to me that for too long we have given those who might be a threat to our country the benefit of the doubt. Western leaders describe Islam as a religion of peace. I wish more Muslim leaders would say that more often and mean it.
The No Room for Racism activists say such rhetoric on a government level adds fuel to the fire in the conflict between Australian Muslims and nationalists.
Governments of both major parties using racist Islamophobic rhetoric in order to demonise refugees, in order to justify the invasion of countries in the Middle East, in order to basically distract people and use Muslims particularly as a scapegoat for what we're out here doing today is stopping the growth and the rise of this movement that is attempting to essentially build a far-right neo-Nazi movement on the back of the racism and Islamophobia of the government.
Well, it does appear a sizable proportion of the Australian public is divided between two camps, those with a nationalist viewpoint and those who oppose them. One of the country's MPs announced he'll join Reclaim Australia rallies during the weekend, sparking much speculation online, both praising his decision and slamming it. Opposing rallies are scheduled to continue throughout the weekend. Stay with us here in RT for the latest updates.